Can you hear me? Hello?
Yes, sir. Can.
Can you hear me or not?
Yeah, can.
Okay. Let's mark your attendance first, yeah? Okay. Okay, Hu Heng Dong,
Yes.
Lu Jueming,
Yes.
Lu Jueming,
Yes, sir.
Han Xiang.
Yes.
Jueming, you're not there. I thought I saw your name.
I think gaming's sound is a bit soft.
So,
Can
okay,
you hear
okay.
me, sir?
Wei Hong, Wei Hong,
Yes.
Ong Kai Chen,
Yes, sir.
Ong Mei Lin,
Yes, sir.
Peng Xue Wen, Pang Xue Wen. Xue Wen, are you there? Okay, absent. Hua Yi Hang, Hua Yi Hang, So Yan Chan, Tan Xing Shen, Tan Xing Shen, Teo Leong Ho,
Yes, sir.
Teo Yi Si,
Yes, sir.
Wong Chung Yi,
Yes, sir.
Wong Ka Shing, Wong Ka Shing, 4 absent. Yong Wing Liang,
Yes, sir.
Yong Chi Ye.
Yes, sir.
Okay, let's see who are not here. Pang Xue Wen, not here. Hua Yi Hang, not here. Tan Xing Shen, not here. Wong Ka Shing, not
This
here.
I think
Okay.
Wong Kasing.
Sorry, Wong Ka Shing is present, is it?
Yes. Just a
All
mic
right, okay.
problem.
Okay. Before we start the class, any question or not from your side? You have received your coursework mark, right? I released out the coursework mark yesterday already. You receive it?
Yes, sir.
Yeah, and so you have checked your coursework mark already, huh? Okay. So basically, I find out one of the things that earlier I asked you all say you all are familiar with the what we say this Harvard referencing system, but I'm found that quite a number of you are still not using the proper format of this referencing system. In the reference list, the last part of your assignment there, you don't put 1, 2, 3 already. You just follow the author's name and then arrange the sequence, follow the alphabetical order, right? But quite a high percentage of you, the in-text citation is correct. You have an author, then followed by the year of publications. But when you come to the reference list, then you put out 1, 2, 3, 4 there. It shouldn't be the way. Yeah, just be cautious when you go for your dissertation writing. Your next year, your final year project writing, you need to be have a correct format for that. All right. Okay. Any question before we try out the tutorial question today? So when is your exam?
I think next Friday.
Next 30th of April, right?
Yeah.
What time?
Morning
Guys?
9.
9
Morning
to
9. 9.
9,
I think 11:30.
9 to 11:30. Okay, and then there will be half an hour for you to upload your this what we say this coursework. You upload your this answer script. So usually how you all scan your answer script? You all take photo or you have a scanner to scan?
Take photos with phone camera.
Okay, be aware that you need to be handwritten now. Okay, because not advisable to use a typing, because if typing then you all can cut and paste very easily from the website. Okay, all right. If no question, then we go to the tutorial question. Today's question is a combination. There are two questions in one. Okay, I want you to discuss about the problem of fuel depletions and how to ensure that existing fuel is uh, prolonged. Okay, let me project my screen first. So what I want you to look at question 3. Okay, discuss the problem of fuel depletions and how to ensure existing fuel applies can last. Okay, so I give you around 20 minutes. Okay, you will write down your individual answer. Later, I will ask you all to present your written answer verbally. Yeah. Okay. 20 minutes from now.
Sir, it's question 3, right?
Yes. Question three. The one
Okay.
highlighted. Be aware that the what you say this question, there are actually two questions, the problem of fuel depletion and how to ensure that the problem that is the fossil fuel will last longer. Pang Shuewen, are you there? Gua Yihang, Tan Xingsheng, 3 absent. Okay, guys, time's up. Have you finished with your discussions? Can we share our answer? Have you finished or not?
I think a few minutes more.
Okay, give you another 5 minutes lah. Huh? Who is speaking?
Kai Chen.
Okay, Chen, yeah, okay. Give you another 5 minutes lah. Okay, guys, time's up. Okay, let's share our answer. Anyone want to volunteer your answer? Okay, if no, let's start with Hu Heng Dong.
Yes, sir.
Yep, let's share your answer.
The industry and the transportation in the world are highly consumed on the fuel energy, and it leads to an issue which will given an negative impact to the environment, such as the global warming and the air pollutions.
Mm-hmm.
This is due to that they burn the fuel energy in order to convert it into the
Burn
electrical
the fuel, not burn the fuel energy.
Yeah.
Burn the fuel
Yeah,
to get the
burn the-
energy.
to get the electrical energy.
Mhm.
And in this process it will produce a lot of carbon dioxide and some then others harmful particles
Yep.
and admit to the earth, and
Okay.
it causing the world temperature increasing and polluted the earth, and it's harmful to us lah. In my opinion, to ensure the fuel to last longer.
Wait, Heng Dong. Your first part, are you talking about the problem of fuel oil depletion? Looks like you are talking about the problem of using fuel oil.
Yeah.
Depletion of fuel oil, depletion of fuel. Your answer is not answering that question. You are talking about the negative or the impact of the fuel to the environment. But we are talking
Okay.
about the problem of depleting fuel. Do you know what is a depleting fuel? Actually, it's going to finish.
Okay.
So the amount becomes lower and lower. Okay.
Okay.
So are you answering the question? I don't think you're answering the question.
Yeah,
Misinterpret the
just a
question.
first sentence only.
Yeah. Okay. Then it's dangerous. In exam, don't do that.
Okay.
Okay. Yeah.
So I continue or?
Continue.
In my opinion, to ensure the fuel to be last longer, we should reduce the usage of the fuel, because the fuel are limited and we are unable to produce it again. And there are also the fuel are not environment friendly to the earth. So the way we are going to ensure the existing of fuel we can use the clean energy to replace the fuel energy, such as solar,
But your first
hydro.
point, your first point, reduce the usage. So what are your recommendations to reduce the usage?
So we use the solar energy, hydro energy, and biomass for the supply of electrical energy. And besides that, we use public transport instead of private cars, so that the fuel will be used less. Yeah.
Okay.
And the last one is for the transportation. We can use electrical car instead of combustion engine. Yeah, that's all for my point.
Okay. So your first part, be aware of it. Okay.
Yeah, okay.
Don't misinterpret the exam question. If you misinterpret, then you're gone case already.
Okay. Thank you, sir.
Right. So far, is it the first time that you misinterpret the question?
The second time.
Second time already. Okay, be careful. All right.
Okay.
So what is the problem? Is why you misinterpret the question?
Maybe I go translate, then
You go translate. Don't translate lah.
I translate the depletion meaning. Yeah.
What is the
translate
meaning
to consumption.
Okay.
Yeah.
So very dangerous
Okay.
Okay, you use Google Translate, is it?
Yeah.
You translate the question.
I just translate the depletion. I want to make sure what is the meaning.
I see. Try not to
Okay.
If you don't know, you can ask. Okay.
Okay.
Jeremy, let's share your answer.
Okay. Based on the prediction for the world oil production, the peak oil isn't the time when the oil runs out, which means that there will be as much left in the ground as we already extracted, but the rate of the finding new wells production and extraction will reduce. So, and another problem is considered to the world consumption. When the consumption exceeds the production, there will be a shortfall between the supply and demand. So, in my opinion, I think we can reuse the products that require the fossil fuels resources to produce, but like by avoiding the paper or plastic shopping bags, which can reduce the demand on the production, on the production process that is the fuel intensive. And also,
Are you
we
sure
could.
using, sorry, are you sure then using a plastic bag and whatever the processing is energy intensive?
I mean, fuel intensive.
Sorry, fuel intensive. You mean using plastic bag or whatever the why it is fuel intensive?
Because we need to use the materials, the resources to make it for the plastic, isn't it?
Okay, if let's say you are talking about production side, if we compare, if you produce a plastic bag, it is user lesser energy, or if you produce using okay, let's say I don't use plastic bag plastic bottle. Okay, to produce a plastic bottle using higher energy, or producing a glass bottle using higher energy, or metal bottle higher energy, which one?
I have no idea.
Or you are not material guys. Okay, uh
Uh,
to process glass, we need 1000 over centigrade. Okay, then the glass will melt. Okay, but to produce metal, it depends. If aluminium is 600 over centigrade. Okay, if for plastic, it usually is below 300 centigrade, the processing time, processing temperature. So in other words, when you use a plastic material, actually your consumption of energy is less as compared to use metal, or glass or ceramic.
oh, okay.
So be careful on that. Where do you get
Oh,
this answer from? Is it from
from internet.
be very careful. Is it how reliable it is? Okay. Who
Okay.
is the author? You need to check the reliability. Okay.
Oh,
That's
okay.
why
Okay.
you see most of the car, the component or whatever, why the causing pollution, but people still go for the plastic or composite, because the energy consumption is less. It can process at the lower temperature. Yeah.
Okay.
Okay. Continue.
That's all for me.
Mm, that's all. Okay. It's a
Yeah.
bit too brief. Okay. All right. Han Xiang.
Hello, sir.
Hello. Come share with us your answer.
Yeah. The depleting of fossil fuel can cause serious problems such as the increasing in the price of fossil fuel, and the price will be monopolized by the country that producing them. This
Okay.
situation is serious as the global economy will be heavily affected by this action. Thus, economic gap between countries will become further and inflation will happen.
Mm,
Besides, the depleting of fossil fuel is a serious issue because it might lead to warfare in order for countries to compete for the limited resources. Fossil
mm.
fuel is one of the most common source of generating energy for most of the country. Without the energy generated from fossil fuel, most of the operation in the third world countries such as Malaysia will be forced to stop.
Okay.
In order to maintain the supply of the fossil fuel, renewable energy such as hydro, wind, and nuclear energy should be implemented as the primary source of generating energy and make fossil fuel energy as the backup source of generating energy.
You
This is
put
big.
nuclear. Wait, Han Xiang, you put nuclear under renewable energy. It is not quite correct. I know there are people claim that it is renewable, but you need to depends on
Yeah,
uranium 235, isn't it?
yeah,
So
yeah.
you need to do mining. That is a finite resources. Okay. So
Okay,
it's better don't put nuclear under renewable resources.
okay,
Okay.
okay.
Continue.
This is because the renewable energy is more eco-friendly as compared to the combustion of fossil fuel to generate energy as long as the greenhouse gases is concerned.
Mm.
Besides that, the government should raise the price of petroleum and encourage the public to take public transportation and carpooling in order to save fossil fuels such as petroleum.
Okay.
That
Interesting
it-
point. The government should increase the petrol price.
yeah,
So if in the actual world, if the real world, if the government increase our petrol price, what we do? We curse the government, isn't it?
yeah, we complain.
We complain, right? But now we suggest to increase the price of the petrol. Yeah.
Yeah, yeah,
So this teach us one lesson is when if we looking at the issue from a different perspective, our action and our answer will be different. Okay,
Yeah.
right? So I'm not citing the government, but sometimes they do something that is have some objective but which we do not see. Okay,
Yeah.
like Singapore, if the vehicles want to go to the city or whatever, they need to pay tax. Okay, so that is the same thing that people think that the government want to make money from the riot, but actually what they want to do is they want to reduce the traffic congestion in the city. So by imposing certain tax, so it will discourage people from driving their own car. So more people will take the public transport.
Yeah.
Okay. So this is a lesson that we learn now. From different perspective, the answer will be different. Okay, good.
Yeah,
Continue.
the increasing in the price of petroleum can raise the public awareness so that the public will prefer public transportation. For example, this plan is implemented in Japan as the cost of public transportation is way more cheaper compared to going to the destination by personal vehicle. That's all from me.
Mm, okay, got a point. Okay, Wei Hong.
Yes.
Yes, come.
From my point of view, the problem of the fuel depletion is the development of transportation industry. The rapid development of transportation industry has caused fuel depletion as the transportation sector is one of the major consumer of fossil fuel. Petroleum that used in car and diesel that used in the lorry is produced by the fossil fuel. As the number of transportation on the road increase, the demand of fossil fuel become higher and lead to the fuel depletion. Besides, in Malaysia, we generate electricity by combustion of fossil fuel. This is also one of the reasons for fuel depletion. The more electricity used by the citizen, the more combustion of fossil fuel and the fuel depletion more critical. Another reason for fuel depletion is overpopulation. The more the population, the more the resources used to industrialize and maintain daily routine activities. Hence, fuel depletion will continue as long as the world
Wei Hong,
population increases.
you
Yes.
are answering the why there is a fuel depletions. You are not answering the problem of fuel depletion. You're talking about why fuel depletion happening, isn't it?
I answered the problem that caused the problem of the fuel depletion.
But it looks like you're answering why the causes of fuel depletions. You're
Uh,
causing overpopulations, transportation or whatever. Okay. So this question asking you if there is a fuel depletion, what were the problem that are we going to face? Are you
oh,
answering that
oh,
question?
oh, okay, okay. I think I misunderstood
Yeah.
the
Okay.
question.
Be careful. Yeah. Okay.
Oh, yes.
All right. Continue.
Uh, to ensure fuel supplies can last, carpooling or taking public transportation is a must. The number of transportation on the route decreases, the demand for fossil fuel will also decrease, and the depletion of fossil fuel can be minimized. Next, hydrogen has the potential to replace fossil fuel. Based on the research from U.S. Energy Information Administration (EIA), the hydrogen fuel cell can generate electricity and by combining hydrogen and oxygen atom across an electrochemical cell. By replacing fossil fuel with hydrogen, the depletion of fossil fuel can be minimized. Furthermore, the government can control the population to ensure fuel supply can last. For example, China government introduced the one-child policy in 1979. If the population is being controlled, the depletion of fossil fuel may minimize.
Do you aware that the one child policy already abandoned? They're no longer implementing it.
Yes, yes, yes.
Yeah.
Nowadays, a two-child
Yeah.
policy.
All right. Okay.
I just give the example to support my point.
Yeah. Okay.
That's all for me.
Okay.
Thank you,
Thank you.
sir.
All right. Okay. Kaishan.
Yeah, here.
Yeah. Come.
Yeah. Wait for a while. Yeah. Fossil fuel is a form of solar energy stored in biomass which has compact in the Earth crust over billions of years. One of the reasons that the fossil fuel depletes in is the world consumption. It mostly used for cars, power generator, house energy supply, and others consumption. The problem that will caused by the fossil fuel depletion is that they will form an economic scenario is that the amount of the fossil fuel getting lesser and the needs of the user getting higher or maintained so that the cost this will cause the price of fossil fuels getting higher. The solution of reducing the use of fossil fuel is that we could replace the traditional type of incandescent light with the LED light bulb as from the research that the light bulb could reduce 75% of energy consumption compared to the traditional ways of incandescent bulb. The other ways is could carpool or by using public transport. By using it, it could reduce the use of the cars on road. So it could reduce the use of fossil fuels as the petrol used by the cars. Yeah,
Okay, that's all, is it?
yeah,
A bit
that's.
brief, especially your first part.
Oh,
We need
okay.
to discuss it more in depth.
Also,
Okay.
is the problem of fossil fuel depleting,
Yes,
is it?
yes,
Oh, okay,
yes. All right. Okay.
okay.
Mei Lin,
Yes, sir.
yes, come.
The impact that fossil fuel depletion has on our planet is massive. Here are some of the effects. Firstly, for transportation industry, transportation costs are exceeding increase as a result to to the depletion process. Moreover, the effect on railway industry is always going to be way too much as the cost of energy will rise. Besides, for automotive or car industry, this is the industry that going to suffer a massive setback when the fossil fuel deplete. This is because it entirely depends on the non-renewable resource. The price of gasoline being increased has resulted in the fact that people prefer buying low gasoline power vehicle rather than SUV and etc. However, to ensure existing fuel supply can last, we can try using electric cars. These vehicles are considerably less amount of energy from non-renewable sources and must be rightly encouraged. But the only problem that lies is its cost. Electric car or hybrid car are comparatively costlier than the rest. This problem could be eliminated by the process of carpooling or even public transportation. You can always share vehicle among the people of your neighbors and thus from form active member in saving the fossil fuel. Next, you don't have to travel now then by a flight. There might be several reasons why you travel by flight regularly. Instead of personal meetup, you can even try video chatting, video conference, depending on the criteria of the meeting. This is because the airline industry use a lot of fuel in the process. Next, we should also stop using plastic. Most of the plastic are fabricated with the usage of fossil fuel, thus there is huge wastage of fuel. Try using biodegradable things and packaging to avoid
Again,
landfill.
Mei Lin, again, your point that don't reduce the use of plastic. Actually, plastic consume less energy as compared to use metal or glass or ceramic. Among the
Okay.
material that among the material that we have, for example, plastic, rubber, glass, what is that? Metal, ceramic. Or to process other material, you need a higher energy, higher process at higher temperature. Only plastic is processing at lower temperature. So actually, the energy consumption for plastic it is low. So if
Mm.
you say that to avoid using plastic in order to last to let the fossil fuel reserve last longer, I think it is not so appropriate. Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, someone saying something?
Yes, sir. I'm Chong-Yi.
Chong-Yi,
But
yes,
in
yeah.
the long run, the use of the other materials, like last longer materials, could
Hmm.
save more energies than the one-off plastics for
Okay.
plastic products, right?
In what way? Can you explain further? In what way? In long run, in what way?
The plastic bag, if you use like what fabric bag, it
Mm-hmm.
could use last longer than the plastic bag, right? So in the long run, it might save more energy than the
Okay,
plastic
if you
bag.
are saying this point, then you better specifically mention about the one-time use plastic product,
Okay, I see.
like disposable type. What I mean just now, consume less energy one is like let's say like the car component and whatever. Okay,
Mm,
it is light and then it is consume less energy to produce.
I see.
Okay.
All right.
Yeah. Okay. And I'm not sure whether you aware or not. The PET bottle, yeah, the ones we used to contain this mineral water, actually it can be recycled to convert into a textile to make shirt or blanket or whatever. Do you aware about that?
Yeah, kind of heard about it.
Yeah. So the processing temperature also quite low. Yeah. Right. This is for additional info lah. Yeah. Okay. So am I answering your question, Chungi?
Yes, sir.
Yeah. Okay.
Thank you.
Maylin, continue.
That's all for my point.
That's all.
Ah.
Okay. All right. Let's listen from Yan Chang. Yeah. Hello. Mm. Okay. Don't use the transfer, use the chain. Okay. In your answer, you say transfer to the other use the word chain better. Okay, continue. Oh, very brief. Today all your answer is a very brief one. 1 or 2 point, 1 or 2 point only.
Sir, can I try mine?
Yeah, who are you?
I'm Chie.
Jie, come.
Okay.
Mm,
Fossil fuel are a form of solar energy stored in the biomass which has compacted in Earth crushed over billions of years, which is a
mm,
reason they are so energy dense. There's a finite amount of fossil fuel left in the Earth's subsurface. A steady consumption of a finite resource will have a certain and inventable conclusion whereby the reserve will eventually run out. An exponential consumption of a finite resource will have the same effect, only much quicker. The debate on resource depletion is not then if, but when the resources will run out. In order to
mm.
maintain the fossil fuel last longer, first, we have to decrease the need of energy. We must have the good self-restraint in our daily life whereby we can start from practice conservation at home. Conservation the electrical use at home reduce the amount of fossil fuel use by reducing overall electric demands. Energy efficient appliance with the Energy Star label help reduce the electricity that consume. Shutting off lights and electronics when not in use, adjusting thermostat by a few degree and keeping the heating and cooling system maintained also helping conserve energy at home. Get the whole family involved in reducing energy usage around the house. Second, integrated the transportation. Every time when we drive our vehicle, it consumes fossil fuel. If choosing the alternative form of transportation save on the fossil fuel used to run the car. Consider taking public transportation if our city offers a bus, a train, or subway system. Taking public transportation allows us to read or do other tasks while someone else handles the driving. Walking or riding the bike gives us exercise while saving fossil fuel. If driving own car, own vehicle is the only option, being it as energy efficient as possible. Replacing an older vehicle with a more fuel efficient car is an investment that saves on fossil fuel usage. For an existing vehicle, proper energy maintenance help keep it running efficiently. According to fuel economy government, proper tire inflections help our vehicle run smoothly, reducing fuel usage. Our vehicle is also safer to drive and tire last longer. Last, having a better design houses to cut down the HVAC costs. Alternatively, renewable energy sources such as wind and solar power eliminate the pollution that accompanies fossil fuel energy. Alternative energy also reduces the reliance on limited fossil fuel. Consider installing solar panels in our home to reduce the amount of fossil fuel needed to power our home. The initial installation of the solar collectors require a big investment, but the collectors are relative maintenance free and last a long time. Yeah, that's all for my
Okay,
answer.
very good. But is the answer you're not copying from internet?
No,
It's your
I
own
just
answer.
refer because this one is from the lecture note, lecture note actually.
Yeah, okay, right. Okay, good.
And sir, I also have an answer for this kind of question. Actually, we need to focusing on the first question or the second because like my one for the first question I only have one paragraph and for the second one how to last longer that one I have a 3.3 paragraph. So
Yes.
is it need to
You look
I
at
mean
the
how
question. The question I say problem. I that's mean I only mentioned about singular, isn't it? I'm not talking about problems, right?
yeah.
Do you get me?
Oh yeah.
So just
Exactly,
discuss one
sir.
problem will do. So the focus is mainly on the second part.
So during that day, during the revision, sir got mentioned that all the question come up will stated how many needed for the answer, right?
You're very concerned about this thing. Yes, 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 yes.
Okay, all right.
Yeah. Because I understand in order to be fair to you all, if we don't mention about the number, that actually it's quite difficult to guess how much we need to write.
Yeah.
So I think it's specifically mentioned 2 point, 3 point, or 5 points. Okay.
Okay, all right. Yeah,
Right.
noted. Thank you, sir.
Okay, right. Okay, we exit the time already. Anyone still want to try out your answer before we end the class? Okay, there is two things I think you all never mentioned about it. How to ensure that the fossil fuel can last. One is GA mentioned that the increase the efficiency of the car or whatever. Okay, in this one, in fact, in increase our efficiency, we can get it discuss it from the industry perspective also. If our process is more efficient, our machine is more efficient, then we consume less energy. Yeah. So once we consume less energy, then we can prolong the usage of fossil fuel. Then another one is using a new technology to explore the new resource of energy reserve, fossil fuel reserve. Okay, these are 2 points that you all miss out. All right, okay. Before we end the class, any question? If no question, then good luck and wishing all you all the best. Okay, make sure your gadget, your camera, everything is running properly, because we need to on the camera during the examinations. Okay. All right. Thank you, class. Wishing you all the best in your final exam.
Thank you, sir.
Thank you.
Thank you, sir.